Yes, Rio, I've got you here for the breaking news. Anthony Martial is now on loan to Sevilla. Now, of course, we knew that there was some sort of movement that was going to happen. He did state that he wasn't happy playing at Man United. There was a few issues with Ralf Rangnick, but obviously the manager said it had been resolved, and now he's in Spain. What's your thoughts on Anthony Martial, potential Ballon d'Or winner? And it hasn't quite worked out, has it?
No, it hasn't. I think it's a good deal that suits both the player and the club. A £5 million fee, they're saying, and they pay his wages and cover his wages. So I think for the club, it's good. Anthony Martial, I think he needs this. He needs to play first team football. He needs to be a regular. He needs to start playing on a regular basis now at a consistent level. I think, listen, for the last year or so, even longer maybe, that he hasn't been a regular. He's probably needed this move. And listen, I'm interested to see who else goes. I think you've got Donny van der Beek sitting there, probably going to go somewhere. Interested to see where he goes. The same with Jesse Lingard. My betting head would say to me, probably Newcastle with Jesse. But these are players that need to go out and play football, and Martial is one of them. Listen, getting the Ballon d'Or as a bonus in the contract, if he wins the Ballon d'Or, there's an X amount of money that gets paid, puts a bit of pressure on someone. But when he came, he hit the ground running. Liverpool, the goal he came on, scored like he did. You think, wow, this kid's going to be world class, going to be tops. He's shown glimpses throughout his career at Man United where you think, wow, this kid could be ultra special. But then there's been times where he's been underwhelming and you thought, you know what, this isn't good enough. So I think Anthony Martial, hopefully he improves and it frees up a bit of space for Man United maybe to go and get someone else.
Now, the question is, you mentioned words like underwhelming, etc. Those are all good generic terms, but I want you to put on your BT Sport football pundit hat on. What is it that is underwhelming in his performances, positioning? What is it exactly are we talking about here?
Listen, when he gets the ball to feet, Anthony Martial is a threat to any defender. You can tell. When he gets the ball, you see defenders are on edge. When he runs at you, he's phenomenal. I just feel with Anthony Martial, he didn't move enough off the ball. He didn't make runs in behind. He's quick. Sometimes you've got to vary the way you attack opponents, and you can't always want the ball to feet. I just feel that he didn't probably hurt defenders in behind as much as he probably could have, and he didn't threaten behind like he should have. I think that you look at a Mane, a Rashford sometimes, and they play off that left-hand side. Sterling, they don't all just come to feet to receive to feet, because for a defender it becomes a lot easier to read. You have to vary the point of attack, and I just don't think he done that enough. And listen, you see things that levelled at him, that he didn't smile and he was moody, etc. Yeah, but I just feel you just look at more about the football and the way he played his football, his inconsistencies. I think when you're going to be a winning team, you can't have people that are inconsistent in your team.
I hear that, Rio, but just to challenge a little bit, I think Man United, a lot of players have been inconsistent over the last few years. Why is it that he's been, targeted more than others, shall we say? Because like you said, you've got other players that are going out like Jesse Lingard. I mean, I can't say he's been inconsistent. He's been unlucky. But there's definitely other players in the team that we could say they've been underwhelming as well, right?
Yeah, but I think in the last year, if you said who would you rather keep out of Rashford, Martial and Mason Greenwood, you'd keep Mason Greenwood and Rashford before Martial. I think most of the football fans would say that. So that's the only reason why you let him go. Based on ability, he's up there with all of them. Not in terms of just raw ability, Martial would compete with those two easy all day long.
Even better.
He possibly, yeah, but it's just about output and it's about doing it on a consistent basis. And I think there might be some sort of mentality shift that he needs, maturity maybe, I don't know. But it's something's got to click from within for him to go on now and really fulfill that potential that he has. Because I think he's a fabulous footballer on his day, but there hasn't been enough of those days.
So, Rio, what do you say about the individuals that say Ronaldo's arrival at Man United was like the nail in the coffin for Martial? Do you agree with that?
I don't. I feel that when someone like that comes in the door, that must perk you up. That must make you feel, that's an incentive. I want to play alongside Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm going to do everything I can in the training ground every day when I get my chance in the 90 minutes to go and perform, and tell that manager that I am meant to be here to stay, to play with someone like that and learn off someone like that. Only the people within the confines of the training ground would know if that's been the attitude or not.
And when you look at, for example, his output in previous seasons, and you were talking about it, I think what stands out to me is that he is a goal scorer. When you look at the two most successful seasons, in the 2015-16 season, in the Premier League alone, you're looking at 31 matches, 11 goals. And also in the 2019-20 season, 32 matches, 17 Premier League goals. The guy can score goals, right? So if he goes to Sevilla and does well, because obviously they're second in the league, do you think there's a way back into the Man United fold for him?
I don't think so. I think I don't doubt his talent. That's the thing. Talent-wise, I think he's tremendous. He's a great player. You'd love to build a team around his talent, but you need the whole package. You need the other elements of a player to be able to turn up every week, any given game, to be able to be there for you to perform. And he just hasn't been able to do that. And only he will know that in his own mind. Well, what was I doing? Did I apply myself right? Did I give everything? And I think that's the question that you need to ask himself, Anthony Martial. If I'm him, if I walk out of the training ground and I look in the mirror, do I say to myself, I gave it everything? I gave it everything to be a Man United player. And that's the answer you need to be answered. And if it's not the right answer, then that's a regret that I'm sure he'll have for a long time.
Do you reckon some of the players are sitting there and they're saying, are they saying, "Oh, he's gone now, I'm going to take my foot off the gas a little bit"? Or do you reckon this is a sign to show that, hey, listen, you know, you could be gone at any time? I mean, I know that Martial also wanted to leave, but what should those other attacking players be feeling right about now?
I think they'll be thinking that's one less challenger from our position to worry about. But don't forget, Anthony Elanga's gone ahead of Martial in the left-sided stakes. So he was like third in line in that position, maybe fourth if Jesse Lingard might have come in and play ahead of him. So I don't think it was a surprise or a shock to any of the players. It's just now they've got to just go on and just forget about who's gone. You don't worry about who's just left. That emotional and that sentiment's not in the building. He's gone. We're here to do a job. Let's get on with it.
And you don't reckon that United will be lacking without having Anthony Martial? I mean, we know how the season goes. Sometimes players get injured. Ronaldo, he's not going to be playing every single game. Elanga is still a young boy. You don't reckon that's a player that you're going to be missing at the current moment?
Not at the current moment, unless there's an unbelievable amount of injuries. They'd have to be super unlucky to have to sit there and go, I wish we had Anthony Martial back because we've got no bodies. I think they've got cover in that area. Like I said, they've got Elanga now, even Cristiano can play out there, Marcus can play out there, Mason can play out there. So they've got bodies out there that can play there. So,
all right, Ray, what we're going to do, I'm going to go back, get changed. I've got to pick up some stuff, laptops, etc. You're going to see me in new clothes yourself. You've got to change from your gym clothes, and we're going to be speaking to Steve and Fabrizio Romano now.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to Five. This is Gazzetta Dello FIVE. We've got Rio, we've got Joel, and of course the main man, Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio, it's the last proper week of the transfer window. What's happening? Who's going anywhere?
Yes, it's gonna be mad, I'm sure. Not with top names, but with many surprises, with many unexpected moves, I think, and with English clubs busy. So I'm sure that will be an interesting week. Let's see what happens in the coming hours. Many names, and I'm sure it's gonna be a good one.
So what's the scoop? What's the Romano scoop? Like, what are you hearing on your side?
Now, my friend, it's minute by minute. We are in the final week, so it's minute by minute. Now I was working on Newcastle to understand if they will close this Jesse Lingard deal. They're pushing to have Jesse Lingard as soon as possible. They're negotiating with the player. They're negotiating with Man United, but they're feeling confident on this deal. So let's see. I think they have chances for Jesse Lingard to sign this week with Newcastle. It's not done yet, but they are pushing on the one. Let's see what's next also for Man United. We have many rumors for midfielders. Kamara, in the last few minutes, I received a lot of messages of people telling me if Camara from Marseille is joining United, but I'm told there are no negotiations at the moment. I don't see any big one happening, but many loan deals. For example, Ndombele to Paris Saint-Germain from Tottenham is progressing today too. Adama will be the big name for Spurs because they're really confident on this one and they're negotiating to complete the deal with Wolves. So we have many names, but it's going to be a domino because with many loan deals, you always need one to be done and then you can move on to the next ones.
What about, we saw a name mentioned yesterday who wasn't in the squad for Spurs yesterday in the big game against Chelsea, Dele Alli. What do you see happening with him, Fabrizio?
I see him leaving. I see him leaving the club in this final week. Dele Alli wants to play and the situation has to change. So This is why I still see Dele as a player to keep an eye on in the final days of the window. Newcastle could be a possibility. Let's see what happens with Lingard, because as I said, it's a domino and they're trying to get players everywhere to find solutions everywhere for this final week. But Newcastle asked information for Dele Alli. Everton is another possibility, but it's not a priority now because, of course, the player wants to understand who will be the manager and what's going to happen with Everton before saying, yes, I'm joining or not. But Dele Alli, my expectation is for him to leave Tottenham in the final days of the window. I'm told that a few days ago, Tottenham were looking for a swap deal around for Dele Alli, but nothing was possible to be done in the last few days. Let's see if it will be reactivated in the final days of the window, but I'm sure that Dele will be one of the players to watch in the final days.
So you're saying, so this is what I'm saying, Rio, like, I'm sorry to bring it up, but I just think it's one of those things there where he's at that stage in his career where the next club, he has to move just to find the love of football. You know, when you moved to QPR very quickly, did you know it was coming, Rio? Is it something that was lined up from a long time? Was it, you know, last minute? How did that go?
No, I think the times I moved football club, all of them just came out of the blue. They wasn't like I've been planning it for a long time. I think Man United, I'd spoken, and then you go to the World Cup and there's a lot of rumours about it. But do you see it happening, and is it in concrete stone that it's happening? No. When I went to QPR, the same. It just came out of the blue, and then it snowballs and happens very quickly once the initial contact's made. And I think that'll be the same with someone like Dele. I don't think he would have a clue where he's going right now, maybe, but then all of a sudden someone picks up the phone, they register interest, and then it starts gathering pace very quickly. But I think even the Coutinho deal, look at that. 6 weeks ago, a month ago, he wouldn't have said he would be going to Aston Villa to go to play in the Premier League of Aston Villa. All of a sudden, something changes and he's there. So these things happen quickly. That's why this last week is going to be very interesting.
Isn't that mental, by the way, that your life direction can just change in 2-3 days? You know, not really much plan into it. Just someone rings you and goes, I'd like you to play for me. And you're like, yeah, all right.
I think Dele, if we can go back to him, I think the onus is on him now, really. I think he needs to go to Spurs and say, please help me get out now. If he's not doing that right now, I'll be very surprised. I think he needs help with the club. For both parties, it's better for him to go, I think, to start playing and to start showing what he's about. A happy, vibrant Dele and confident Dele Alli is an asset to many clubs. He just needs to go out and perform now, and he needs to make it happen for himself.
Last January, he was one step away from Paris Saint-Germain. It was really almost done, but Tottenham said no. Daniel Levy said no. So he was really close.
Wow.
Levy, you know. When you're looking at the situation at Spurs, sticking on Spurs, is Conte going to have money to spend? Like, what's his budget? We know that you can't, you're not going to buy all the players in the world during this transfer window, but what is he even allowed to spend? Surely he would have known when he signed.
Yes, about January, yes. He knows that January is not going to be an easy window for Tottenham. The expectation for Tottenham is to go big with Conte ideas in the summer. This is the plan. So he knew when he signed the contract with Tottenham that something will happen in the summer to sign important players in the summer. But for January window, it's going to be about loan deals. For example, I'm told that they have contacts with Fiorentina for the Moroccan midfielder Sofiane Amrabat. That is not an exciting name, but is a player, this kind of player that Conte likes. Player is likes to run, to go around the pitch and fight for the team. So they will go for this kind of opportunities. I don't see Tottenham signing super exciting players. Of course, Adama would be the perfect signing. He wants Adama. He asked for Adama since the first day because he wants an offensive winger, a fast player. So this is what he wants. He had Hakimi with Inter, and Hakimi was last year maybe the best right back in Italy for sure, but in Europe too. He was amazing. And so he wants this kind of player, and I still see Tottenham very confident on Adama deal. But I see many opportunities on loan for the other positions. So maybe the centre-back, for sure the midfielder, it will be about loan deals. And then in the summer, they will go big with Antonio Conte ideas. It's not going to be easy on a public point of view, because what Antonio said yesterday is we will need time to get the level of Chelsea, of other clubs. It will take years, he said, because he knows that it's not easy, and he's not going to change his mind in public. He's going to always say what he thinks. So it's not going to be easy for Tottenham to manage Antonio Conte with the press in the coming months. I'm sure about that, but I'm also sure that this is Antonio's way. You have to follow his ideas or you're done with him.
Boubacar Kamara, he's been linked with a move lately. United and Arsenal seemingly going head-to-head for him. How true that is, I'm not sure. Do you think there's any possibility either of those clubs goes for him this month?
Yes, Aston Villa are interested in him. It's true that they had some contacts also for Rodrigo Bentancur, Juventus midfielder, but Juventus, I'm told, they have not received any proposal from Aston Villa yet, and they want to keep the player, so it's not going to be easy. Kamara is a player that Aston Villa really like. The problem is on player side. Also for Man United, it's the same. He wants to wait. He wants to stay at Marseille till the end of the season and then move as free agent in the summer. Is about money, of course, but also about the project, okay? But money, because when you move as free agent, is completely different amount of money around you, your agent, commission. So the player wants to wait. Marseille are open to sell him now. Let's see if he will change his mind. I'm told about Man United, a lot of rumors in the last 24 hours, but they've started no contacts with Marseille as of now to sign Boubacar Kamara. So it's still so quiet on United side. I'm not sure that Man United will go on this kind of player in general.
Fabrizio, just Liverpool. You see people saying, "Are they going to invest? What would they do in this window, etc." Obviously they're re-signing salaries of huge importance, but do you see them making any moves at all, Liverpool?
No, to be honest, no. I'm told that also the last rumors about Dennis Zakaria for Liverpool, many names coming also for the future. For example, Fabio Carvalho, who is doing great with Fulham. This boy is very interesting. They are monitoring him, they're following him, but it's not for January window. They are looking for signings in the summer. I expect an interesting summer for Liverpool because they will go for a winger. As you mentioned, Mo Salah situation and Sadio Mane situation will be the focus now. But for January window, I don't see any signing for Liverpool. If something surprising is not going to happen in the last few days, I see Liverpool to stay with the current team and to focus and to save money for Mo Salah contract. Because as you mentioned, Rio is re-signing Mo Salah. He's not extending a contract. He's re-signing the player. And so they are 100% focused on Salah. On Sadio Mane too, they want to resolve the situation because he's another dangerous one with the contract expiring in 2023. So January window, final week, I don't see Liverpool super busy.
Christian Eriksen, I'm hearing set to sign a 6-month contract with Brentford. Is there any truth in that?
Yes. He has a verbal agreement. His agent, Martin Schotz, met with Brentford, and they are really close to complete everything. I see really close because, of course, before signing the contract, they need medical tests, important tests before signing, of course, after what happened last summer. But Christian wants to play football again. He's prepared to restart. He wanted to stay at Inter because Inter wanted him to stay. The manager of Inter, Simone Inzaghi, was prepared to give him a chance, but because of Italian rules, it's not possible. So they had to terminate the contract. And now with Brentford, there is an agreement in place. It's a verbal agreement. They're preparing everything to be signed once medical tests will be completed and everything will be safe, of course, but this is the intention, to come back to the Premier League to play for Brentford. And so let's wait a bit and let's see what happens with this test. But Christian wants to come back, and this is a fantastic news, I think.
Fabrizio, just going back to Everton, manager, who is your favourite to go in there and get a job?
Today, I say Vitor Pereira, the Portuguese manager. He's arriving in England in these minutes while we are talking, together with his staff. So it's going to be an important meeting. It's going to be an interview for Everton, but it's an important interview because when you bring your staff, is to meet with people that are going to work with you. I'm told that Vitor Pereira is really confident to get this job. It's not done yet, so they will have this interview. And let's see what happens. But he has good chances. Also because with Fabio Cannavaro, they had a meeting, but was not super positive. Roberto Martinez was the first option, but no way. Jose Mourinho, no way. So they're meeting now with Vitor Pereira, and could be a good opportunity. Let's see how this interview will go in the coming hours. The manager is now arriving in England. And let's see. It's an interesting name. Maybe not super exciting for Everton fans, but something that could be something like fresh, something new for Everton. After
so Rooney never had a chance then?
No, he had chances. He had also a meeting with Everton, but at the moment it's not the priority. They're not fully convinced on Rooney, and Frank Lampard is the other one who had contacts with Everton. So let's see what they will decide after his interview with Vitor Pereira. I think the three names are Lampard, Rooney, and Vitor Pereira as of now. Not Cannavaro, not Jose Mourinho, no Roberto Martinez.
Wow. So was you going to say something, Steve? Or because I'm itching to find out what Arsenal are doing, because my midfield is light, right? And I've got players getting booked left, right, and centre. Players coming back from AFCON, not really with it. What are we doing, Fabrizio? What is going on?
It's been a slow market for Arsenal. I think yesterday Arteta was very honest when he said we want to do something, but it's not easy in January. They are still trying for Arthur with Juventus. Let's see if something will change this week, if Juventus will be able to find a replacement. They're in negotiation for Arthur, but they had a meeting with Arthur Agent. The player wants to join Arsenal. This is why they're pushing and pushing. They think he would be perfect. He's a Brazilian international player. He has quality, so they want this kind of player. The point is Juventus are asking for 18-month loan, also with world salary paid till the end of season 2022-2023, and with a buy option included. Arsenal are only offering a loan deal for 6 months and paying, of course, all his salary, but there is still a gap between Juventus and Arsenal, and Juventus need a replacement. Or Massimiliano Allegri, Juventus manager, is not allowing Arthur to leave. This is why it's so slow. This is why I say it's a domino, and it's not easy also for Arsenal to find the right solution. The player that they have top of the list is Bruno Guimaraes, midfielder of Lyon. Is a player they love, but in January, 45 million euros is too much, and this is why Arsenal are not going for him in January. But I'm sure that could be one of the names for summer.
Wow. So
There's
basically,
some talk that United have got 4 managerial candidates in the mix. Is that the truth? And is it those 4?
I don't want to say how many, because how things change in football, and they are not going to decide now. What I'm told is no decision in January, no decision in February. It's going to take time. March, April, they will start this process. I'm sure that Erik ten Hag will be in the list. Erik ten Hag has always been appreciated into the board. Mauricio Pochettino will be in the list, but it depends on how it will go with Paris Saint-Germain this season. So let's see what happens in Champions League clash with Real Madrid. But Pochettino, Erik ten Hag. Let's see what happens with Roberto Mancini, with Italy. Mancini will be busy with Italy to see what happens for the World Cup qualifying in March, but could be another option. So it's still...
Roberto Mancini is an option for United. Did I hear that?
Could be an option. Could be an option. But at the moment, he had not even contacts with Man United, because he only wants to focus on Italy. And if Italy will be at the World Cup, Mancini will 100% will be working with Italy. So it depends on the World Cup situation. But I would say
it's difficult for him to go Man United after being Man City manager.
I agree with you, but he's tempted by Premier League one day. He wants to come back to the Premier League one day. So let's see. But
what you playing at our kid?
It's not a priority for him now. He's focusing on Italy. Let me clarify, or Italy fans will kill me. He's focusing on Italy. But I will keep his name into the list. First, top 2 positions, for sure, Pochettino and Erik ten Hag. The 2 big names are Pochettino and ten Hag.
Can you imagine, Steve? How would you feel, mate? Look at your face. How would you feel if that happened?
He's the guy to lead us to a title. I would be robbing Rio's phone and getting Darren Fletcher's phone number and be going, Darren, what are you doing? Like, you don't need to be going, no. And he's done great international football. International football is different, right? It's not club football. And I thought he did a good job in England. But United can't be going getting Mancini. I can't even believe I have to say that out loud. There's people tweeting me though saying, "What about Steven Gerrard? What about Steven Gerrard?" You know what? He's doing a great job at Villa. Cool. He's going to be Liverpool manager. There's some things you can't cross, man. You just can't do it.
It's different.
Would you ever manage Liverpool? No.
It's different. I would never go Liverpool, but it's very different in Italy. Teams go from Inter Milan to AC Milan and vice versa. Not a problem. They don't go from Inter to Juve. It's very different.
Look at Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte was Juventus captain. Antonio Conte was Juventus legend, and then he joined Inter and he won with Inter.
Cool. Your culture likes that. That's fine. I appreciate and respect your chance to express yourselves. It's not for me though.
Very PR, Steve. Fabrizio, another one sticking with Man City-ish type of topic. Pep Guardiola. Now it was a bit of a weird one. He was asked about his future. He said, I'm not thinking about that. I'm not a guy to think much about the future when I have a contract. I feel protected here and comfortable. Is there any rumors that he's going to extend after the stay, or maybe even I'm hearing Netherlands rumors? Like, what is going on there exactly?
No, I'm told that there are no problems. I was checking too after his press conference, but the answer I received is Pep is always like this. If you look at his press conferences, his statements, he's always like this. He's never speaking about his future. He doesn't like to speak about the future. This is why he's always short-term contract with Pep. So the situation is so relaxed with Man City, to be honest. They are going to sign this boy. They're really close. It's not done yet, but they're really close to sign this boy from River Plate. Julian Alvarez, and Pep was involved into the decision, and he's a man for the future. He's a boy for the future, really talented striker, but he's for the future. He's not for January or for the present. And this is why Pep is absolutely involved in Man City decisions. I don't see him leaving as of now. He's involved in the process to sign a striker in the summer. So at the moment, there is nothing to be worried with Manchester City fans with Pep. But at the same point, he's always like this. He's able to change his mind in 5 minutes. We know about him, how he is. But at the moment, he's everything under control. He's super happy with the board, and he's going to continue with Man City.
Any more, guys? I said I've got a list of players that I'm still looking to ask about. I mean, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I'm seeing potential £60 million bid from West Ham. I mean, they want 60 mil. What's going on over there? Rio, why are you shaking your head? What do you know that we don't know?
There's no way. I don't think Everton let Dominic Calvert-Lewin go in this window. No chance. He's one of the crown jewels. No way.
He stays. He stays
That's
till the end of the season.
That they're going down. If Calvert-Lewin goes, if Everton say, yeah, go on, we'll sell Calvert-Lewin, they might as well. They've just let Digne go. They might as well be like, yeah, we're preparing to come back up. That's what they're starting to do there, isn't it? You don't let all your best players go and think, oh, you're already in the bottom half of the table. Sell all your best players and think it's going to get better. Mental.
I guess not. I mean, finally, I want to ask about Dembele. It seems like a bit of a yo-yo situation there. Is he going to be making the move to Newcastle? What is going on, man? So much talent, but we've never really seen the best of him.
I still don't see him moving in January. Barcelona want him to go in January, but people close to him tell me he doesn't want to make his move in January. If he's going to leave the club, he's going to be in the summer as free agent. In January, this is not the plan. So it's true that many English clubs are approaching his agent. Tuchel was speaking a positive way of Dembele. They were really great together at Dortmund. Newcastle made a proposal, a verbal proposal, but they approached his agent and they're pushing. But the player doesn't want to leave Barcelona in January. He wants to make his move in the summer or maybe extend his contract with Barcelona. It's complicated now because it's a big fight with Barca. But I think for the final days of the window, it's something really difficult.
Boy, I think that's
He's
it.
asking for a lot of money, eh? He's asking for a lot of
money. But what is a lot of money, though?
I don't know about the salary, but I can tell you that commission will be something like signing a player. It's like 30, 40 million, eh? So when we see free agent, it's not a free agent. You have to pay a big salary, a big commission, signing fee. So the deal is really complicated. It seems easy, but it's not easy.
Wow.
Man, I don't know. I still haven't seen the best of that boy, so we'll see. Sure. Guys, thank you very much for your time. Gazzetta Dello FIVE, Rio, good to have you back. Looking better, feeling better. Stephen Howson, thanks for turning up. Got a good streak running here. Fabrizio, we'll catch you next week. So next week, you're going to be giving us the full summary, the rundown, right?
We will. We have a lot of free agents also this year, so it's going to be.
I can't wait to hear next week's show. Seriously, I'm going to be texting you all week, Fabrizio.
Getting the list ready.
We will do it.
All right, guys.
See you soon.
Guys. Bye.
Guys, thank you.